This your boy Scoop, coming to you with a new edition. Two Scoops podcast from the Synergy League. On this particular episode, we're going to give y'all a reminisce, a little flashback down memory lane. We're going to go over the top 10 picks from the draft from 2021. Kind of get your mind ready for when we're going into this draft for 2022. Stay tuned. This your boy Chef Scoop, Two Scoops podcast. Alright, as we get into it, we start off with pick number 10 from the 2021 draft. It went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he took a left tackle, Taj Claret, 75 overall, normal development. Now, I'll say this as I get started and as I look into things here. My number one focus whenever I'm going through things here, you always want to look at what is the floor of the player and what is their ceiling. Floor would be just what it is, what their rating is when they come in, what the base is, what they expect to be, what we know for a fact that they would be. And that, like I said, that would be the overall rating. And then, of course, the ceiling, how good can they be? Natural development. Now, sometimes you might have some players that come in and, get with the right coaching staff. They overperform. They development seems high. That means they ceiling can be raised if you get with the right coaching staff. The right situation can make or break a player. So far, starting off with pick number 10 from last year with Taj Claret with the Bucs left tackle. Right now, it's like you win a full season and he's still rated 75 overall. Normal development. So, coming in the gate, I really feel like Taj Claret should have probably been somebody that should have been third round pick, maybe late second. And then, you never really know what their ceiling is until you get them in and see what their drive is. And his drive is just normal development. So, don't really look like he's going to be able to do much. So, gave up 10 sacks, which isn't really that bad because I've seen some players this past year that gave up like 14 sacks and they made the Pro Bowl. Just simple based off of how well the team do. So at the end, you want to see about developing these players as much as you can. But when it comes to Taj Claret, the number 10 overall pick from last year, he's looking like a bust. Definitely look like a bust. Moving on to pick number 9 from last year, Corey Banjo to the Saints, right tackle for the Saints. Bravo with Banjo. So he's won a full season. He's rated 84 overall. Was able to make sure that he is superstar development. So right now, skies is the limits for Corey Banjo. The team did make the playoffs. He played full 16 games. Offense was ranked 5th. And, he made the Pro Bowl. Typically what dictates if you make the Pro Bowl is team records. What dictate if you're going to be able to be in the award conversation is how well your team do as well as how well you do individually determines how high you go on, postseason awards. So he only gave up 7 sacks, that's fairly solid. You normally want to look at elite offensive linemen giving up 5 or less sacks, starter quality offensive linemen giving up, between 5 and 10. And then, anything more than that, it just tapers off from there. But for Corey Banjo from the Saints, right tackle, looked like they got a corner piece right tackle locked in at the number 9 pick from last year. He's looking like a stud. Moving on to the number 8 pick from last year. We got a dude that was a guard that ended up getting moved to center, Seth Nelson for the Texans. Right now, he's 81 overall, and he was able to get him to quick development. So I'm like, again, you don't want a full season, 81 overall, you got him to quick development. So you got somebody that looks like he's going to come in and be a nice contributor. He gave up 14 sacks, though, and the offense was 31st. So it's one of those things that you might need to see about strengthening the core around him to help him play better overall. He wasn't ready. Especially when he was probably a guard and you just recently moved him to center. Can't be a turnstile. Giving up 14 sacks, that's quite a lot for a first round pick. Kind of took him, through the fire there. So, but nonetheless, even though the offense was ranked 31st, he still looks like a solid player. He definitely looks like someone who will be a nice contributor moving forward. He's not going to be, an all-star or someone that you would expect to just, be a Hall of Fame tackle or center or guard or, just a Hall of Fame offensive lineman, but he's so far definitely someone who's going to be a solid contributor for the Texans. Moving to the number 7 pick from last year, 2021 draft. We have Lucas Banner from the Eagles. He's a center as well. 85 overall. He got to 85 overall, star development. So, we already got, 80 plus with star higher development, already looking like a stud. He only gave up 3 sacks last season. Offense finished 7th total in the league. So I feel like he kind of got shortchanged and got the short end of the stick by not being able to go to the Pro Bowl. You only gave up 3 sacks, 85 overall, and you star development. You got to be able to get this man into the Pro Bowl here. That, offense top 10, gave up 3 sacks. Hey, what more can you ask? The Eagles definitely looked up, got them a nice center that's 85 overall. Looks like a stud, man. Definitely looks like a stud. Moving on to the number 6 pick from last year, 2021 draft. We have the darling of the draft that I feel, Rashad Fields, cornerback for the Titans. This dude is rated 94 overall, and of course he's superstar development. This cat had 54 tackles, 4 interceptions, 10 pass deflections, and a single touchdown on the season. Defense was ranked 6th. He came in, this is my honorary member of being robbed off the Pro Bowl bid, because this dude, he's a superstar already. It ain't even, he might be a stud or he a solid player. He's a superstar off the muzzle. You got a dude that you drafted in the first round, and at the end of his first year, he's already rated 94 overall. Superstar development, yeah, he's a superstar. He's fulfilled his potential. He's one of the top players at his position. He's already ascended in one season. You don't see that too often. He did what he needed to do to show up and show out. As I said, he's a superstar. Moving on to the number 5 pick in the draft last year, we have the Jags, who drafted running back B.J. Thurman, 81 overall, superstar development. He played all 16 games. He only had a little over 1,600 yards rushing, 4 rushing touchdowns. Offense was dead ass last, 32nd, but he did win Offensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC. So I'm like, to even be that the offense was ranked dead ass last and he get the AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's high hopes, high expectations for him. Probably will be a focal point in their offense moving forward. I feel like, he still got some development to do. We'll see how he performed, after, going into his second year, but he looks like a solid player. Definitely looks like someone who's going to be on the team, who's going to be able to contribute for a decent amount of time. Moving to the number 4 pick in the draft last year. And this is something that I notice is a reoccurring trend as far as when it comes into drafts, in Madden leagues, CFM leagues in general. Typically, if you have a solid overall wide receiver that has 95 plus speed, he's going top 10, top 15 at the latest. And it's typically because fast wide receivers, fast cornerbacks, and good quarterbacks are normally hard to find at a young age. So normally those are typically what's overloaded, drafted well above where they should be. And I feel like this dude from the Redskins, wide receiver Quandarius Hickman, was one as well. It looked, did some research here. It showed that he came in, drafted, quick development, 73 overall. 4th pick in the draft, quick development, 73 overall, but he has 95 speed. By the end of the season, He was able to be up to a 79 overall star development. Now, next to Tyreek Hill, damn near breaking the game, with an honorable mention to Tyreek Hill, who's not in this draft class. He's already been in the league. This guy had 36 receiving touchdowns and almost 3,000 receiving yards. That still blows my mind that was something that even happened. But that's for another topic, for another subject here on the Two Scoops podcast. But moving on. Quandarius Hickman. He had 80 catches, 2,083 receiving yards, and 15 receiving touchdowns. Offense finished fourth, and he racked up, making the Pro Bowl best wide receiver, in the NFC, as well as he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 2 and Week 12. So, if you're going to take somebody that's a flyer and you really need them to show up and show out, that's exactly what he did. I got to give it to the Redskins. Quandarius Hickman definitely looks like a stud. He's definitely performed like he needed to. He did make that pick validated by being able to perform how he did with him. No questions on that here moving forward. Moving on to the third pick. Third pick in the 2021 draft from last year. We have the Raiders, who took Abram Todd, a tight end that is currently right now after his first year 81 overall. Now mind you, this tight end was one of the tight ends that I was like, okay, why would you take a tight end that early? Then I saw he's 6'8" with like 86 speed. He's definitely somebody like, okay, if you can develop him, he has the potential to be someone who is better than Gronkowski. He's taller, bigger than Gronkowski, but he's just as fast, if not faster than Gronkowski in his peak. And he was able to make sure he finished with at least quick development, so he has some room for, improvement there. He finished the season with 45 catches, a little over 600 yards receiving, 5 receiving touchdowns. So, definitely got to do what you can to get him his touches. Their offense did finish 30th, so they might need a regime change as far as with the offensive coaching staff. He's looking like a solid player. Definitely looking like somebody that, moving forward would be somebody that will be able to contribute. Not ready to call him a superstar yet. Definitely far beyond a bust. He's borderline almost a stud. We just want to see what he's going to do going into year 2 and then be able to move forward from there. Number 2 overall pick in the draft last year, we have Brady Culberson. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. It always goes to quarterbacks. Every once in a while, we'll get somebody that'll come out and there'll be a defensive player every once in a while. But most of the time, it's either going to be a quarterback or a running back. Brady finished the year. He's an 85 overall. Superstar development. So the sky's the limits for him. He did throw for about 28, almost 2,900 yards, 18 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. So this first year was trying for him. It's not as far-fetched as far as when you look at things, because on the average, most of the time, if you are an elite quarterback in this league, would typically be a quarterback that throws, less than 15 interceptions. Normally the, upper echelon quarterbacks in this league will throw less than 15 interceptions. The higher tier, like the elite of the league, I guess you could say like that, the top of the crop is typically going to throw between 15 and 20. Anybody over 20, that's typically going to be about league average. Normally when you start getting into 30 plus, that's when, the busts come out. But for this cat, 26 interceptions, so, not a bust. You definitely have a lot of potential. 85 overall with superstar development. I still say that he's feeling like a stud. Offense finished 21st, so he still got some room for improvement, but he has everything that you need to be able to show up and show out with these players. Then going into the person who finished, was drafted number 1 overall to the 49ers, to the team that I took over. Sean Jackson. Finished the year 86 overall and at least quick development. This young man had 74 tackles, a sack, 6 interceptions, and 6 pass deflections at playing the free safety spot. Played all 16 games. Matter of fact, all top 10 picks on this list played all 16 games. But the thing that hurt him and didn't really help him get into the Pro Bowl was the fact that the defense was 28th. I don't expect us to be that this year since I took over, but nonetheless, we still gonna move forward. He was able to do enough, though, to be the NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Definitely say he's looking like a stud. Definitely feel like he's a focal point for the defense moving forward. Definitely feel like he's going to have a few things to, kind of get some haymakers in for this previous season. Now, my last little comment, my last little closing statement here is, as far as moving forward, we definitely plan on having this be something that is a reoccurring trend, a reoccurring event. We want to make sure that everybody at the Synergy League have a good draft for this 2020 draft. And with that being said, we'll see y'all in the 2022 season. Peace. Scoops out.